All right, so check this beauty out. This is the Echo, the DLM 2100SP. It is a brushless motor, 21-inch steel deck, battery operated. It comes with 56-volt system, 5-amp battery. But you could put 2 batteries in it with auto sensing. It does have a key, LEDs up in the front. It does have the option to raise it up and down between 1 to 4 inches with a single lever. Bagging, you have your mulching and your side discharge. 3-in-1 system, absolutely awesome. You have ball bearings on the wheels. You have a standard charger, but you could get the rapid charger if you want to. It only comes with 1 5-amp battery with the 56 volts. If you want the extra one for an up to 70-minute runtime, which is pretty impressive, obviously depending on your grass, the height, if it's wet, if it's dry. Up in the top, you do have your controls. You could turn on and off your LED. You could control your speed, and you could control from your left or your right hand, the lawnmower. So really, really nice options. You also have the neat feature of upright storage for space saving. And you also have 5-year warranty on the machine and 2-year warranty on your battery. So, with that said, don't forget to like and follow. Check out some of the links below. They help us out. And let's get right to it. Up in the front, you have your LEDs. So if you want to cut, after work, that sometimes gets a little challenging with, the sunlight that there is. You could turn them on. You have controls up in the top, and I'll show you now. Okay, inside the battery compartment, I like, the lid feels solid. There's no, little magnets or anything like that, or little, latches. It does have like a little rubber damper right here. So, I guess if it slams, it won't stay open. It basically, if you let it go, it will close by itself. So you do have the option of both batteries. You do have a key. It's kind of like tied up to this little string right here. So very nice if you want to remove it, if you have kids or you don't want them to play, with the lawnmower. Very, very nice option. So, all right. Okay, so this is the 5-amp battery, 56 volts. So inside the compartment, very simple. Go ahead and put in either one of them, and you close it, and you're good to go. Now, the battery themselves, they do have a little battery indicator, and you do have it up in the top of the controls. So if you actually put both batteries in here, it'll give you up to a 70-minute runtime between both batteries. And once one of them dies out, it would automatically switch to the second one. So I do like the option that you could turn off the LEDs so you don't waste battery while you're cutting during the day. All right, so this is your standard charger. You do have the option, so you could go ahead and install it on the wall, just like this. So that way, if you want to save space, I really like that. So, great look. This guy's really thought of all the little details. So, all the little indicators right here. All right, so for your side discharge, it's very simple. If you want to remove it, take it off. It's got, 2 little tabs right here. And when you're going to put it in, you're going to go ahead and put your fingers right here, put it on this little shaft, both sides, nice and sturdy, and you're good to go. When you're done, easy to remove. So when you are going to be using the side discharge, you must have your mulch plug installed. So if not, all the grass will go into the bag. All right, as far as the cutting height, this is an absolute dream. One lever does everything. It's spring loaded, so it's pretty much effortless. You do have numbers here. I don't think they actually go with the cutting height because it goes between 1 and 7, and it only cuts between 1 and 4 inches in height. So I believe that they should possibly put the numbers of the actual cutting inches. That's my opinion, but still is a very nice option. You don't have to do individual wheels like some other manufacturers. Very, very easy to use. Okay, so the rear wheels are 10 inches in diameter and the front wheels are 8 inches. They are mounted on ball bearings, all 4 of them, which is a fantastic option. They do have a nice design here for grip. I really like the way they did their, the little rims here, they're plastic, and they look good with the lawnmower, nice color combination. All right, so moving to the rear, it does have a nice metal handle right here. I really like that. So your bag is plastic on the bottom, and then you have the mesh on the sides, and the top, it does have a liner. I don't know if you can see it. You can hear it. So the dust that comes out of the top doesn't get into your face. I had a lawnmower at one point, and a lot of the dust that came out of here ended up in my eyes. So in dry season, it was a pain in the butt. So, all right, so it has a little handle right here. You stick your hand in here, and you could lift your cover. This is your mulch plug. All right, very simple. So if you want to mulch, you're going to install this. If you want collect your clippings, you're gonna remove it. So it has a little handle here, and it's very simple. You put it in and push down, and that's pretty much it. You have a little thick rubber flap. I like that it's kind of heavy. I like that. And then putting the bag is really easy. It does have this shaft right here, and you're gonna use these little, hooks right here, and it's super, super easy. And that's it. One of the things I do love about this lawnmower is the cable management. Nice and clean. It's got integrated cable into the actual handle, which I absolutely love that. Show you now, the rest. So it's got wire loom here for protection. All right, so this spring right here is part of the handle. So when you go up and down, it actually helps you so you don't have to push really, really hard. Very easy, up and down. A little noisy, but you see? With no effort whatsoever. One of the things I like about this handle is that it's got the cables integrated, like I mentioned, and it doesn't have that support bar here in the middle. So it's a lot easier to remove your bag when you're collecting, your clippings. Really, really nice and clean, very sturdy. I really do enjoy that. Super easy to fold and unfold. You basically pull on these little orange tabs, and that's it. It automatically locks at the bottom, which is a very easy feature. You move up and you're good to go. So if you want to put it back, when you're gonna go start using it, you pull on the two levers and it clicks into the first location. So if you're tall, you're good. If you're a little shorter like myself, then you go back, you pull on the little levers and it'll fall into the next one, and then it'll reach you at a nice, comfortable height. Super easy, absolutely. I love this design. And if you're gonna go ahead and fold it, it automatically falls into the correct slot, so you're able to stand it up. So let's try that. It takes about, I would say, about 15 inches in depth, and takes maybe about 43 or 44 inches in height of storage. So underneath, it does have a single blade. It does have like little tabs in here that go through the actual blade itself, so it always falls in the right location and in the right direction, so you don't put it backwards. So that's actually a pretty good idea. This section here, it is plastic. It could be a concern. So always remember, if you're gonna do anything down here, you're gonna remove your battery regardless. I wouldn't do anything here without removing the battery. So there are some little edges like around here that perhaps, you could have some grass clippings get stuck, like maybe here, I see a little hole right there. Everything else seems to be pretty smooth. These edges here are pretty smooth, so I don't see anything else that kind of like, sticks out. So I really like the design of the deck down here. I also like the height of the deck. Okay, so from the bottom to the top in this area where you're actually going to go ahead and collect your clippings, I like the fact that it's a nice smooth and it goes up. There's no angles, the quick angles, so you don't have any bogging of your grass clippings in this area right here. So very, very nice design. Everything seems to be pretty solid. There are some plastic parts in here, like these things are plastic up on top, and this only time will tell. It does have that 5-year warranty that I mentioned before. So the blade is super sharp, and I haven't checked to see if there's any other options as far as performance blades or standard blades. This is the only blade that it comes with. All right, so this is the motor right here. It is like a plastic casing. At least it seems like it's plastic. It could be aluminum, but I believe that it's plastic. There are some plastic parts also right there on both sides. The shaft is nice and metal, so only time will tell how durable that would be. All right, so these are the front wheels. They're mounted on bearings. Very nice. They feel solid. There's no play. I like that. So these are the front ones, which are 8 inches. All right, so this is the first click that I was telling you about. I'm about 5'7", so even right here at the high position is good enough for me. So you don't have to push because this is self-propelled. So at this height, all you have to do is hit the button and it gets pulled away. Now, if you want it a little bit lower, you just come over here, you do that, and now it's at a lower position. So, like I said, that's pretty much almost at my waist. So I think this is a little bit low, but if you want it, the option is there. So very, very nice and comfortable. It does have a nice foam grip, which I love that. All right, so this is your little control panel. In order to get the actual blade to engage, you need to press the button and engage the blade. So you press your turbo, LED, and you're engaging. All right, so there is a slight delay in the drive for pretty much all these electric lawnmowers. So if you actually release it right before you stop, maybe half a second, it won't lock up. A lot of the times, and I'll show you now, let's say you're moving forward, and the good thing about this is that if the lawnmower is, the bag is full, the grass is high, you want to move it around, you press it, and you're good to go. So it actually, you don't need the blade to spin for it to be moved. Very nice. So obviously this is your speed selector, which is easy to use, and you can use it from either side, left or right. So if you go ahead and go forward, but you don't disengage this before you stop, you are going to have the clutch itself is going to stay kind of stuck. So that's a common issue with these electric motors. So the way to do it is half a second before you stop, you let this go, you kind of let it do its thing, and then you won't have any issues. Right now it's stuck because I started pulling back on it before. So if you kind of let it go before, then see, it's easy. So you won't get stuck. Once you get used to that, then everything will be solved. So with that said, guys, let's go ahead and see how loud it is, and then we'll take it out for a spin. $78.6 on low. Let's try now on high. All right, 82.4 on high. All right, guys, so the battery died. So I cut all that front you saw, the whole front of the house, all of this back here, except for, I would say, there to right around here to there. So it died 5 amps. It was fully charged when I got it. So it basically did almost the same thing as my Toro with the 5 amp battery, about the same thing. Usually the Toro ends up in this area also. So but the combination of using the Self-Propelled, I pushed it maybe a couple times, but not enough to say I didn't use the battery. But yes, I did. I pretty much went the whole way with the Self-Propelled. I used the turbo a couple times, a handful of times. We'll talk about some of the improvements that I would do to this. Obviously the delay in engagement for the drive, which is this lever right here, I will make it the travel a lot less, because if you are here, it's the same. You hear the switch clicks there. So what's the point of having all this? All you need is a little switch that pretty much does this, and that's it. Okay, so that's for these two here, kind of like the same as this. You don't need so much. All you need is this much from here to here, and that's it. You don't need such a big travel on neither one of those. So all right, so that could be improved. Echo, if you're watching, that's what I would do. The speed needs to be just a tad bit more. Super comfortable. The grip, super comfortable. I love the angle. That I wouldn't change at all. I like the heavy duty grip. I like the fact that the distance between here and here is it's as tight as possible, enough for you to bring your bag out through here. I love that. Really comfortable. If you want to throw something in there, some weeds that you pulled, perfect. You don't need to have a little garbage can with you. So this opening right here is perfect. Look at the way the grass gets put in there. Gets pushed all the way to the back towards the right side, and you can see right there it's nice and clean. So an absolutely brilliant design with the when it comes to the bag. Love that. So, and the reason why I say I really like the handle, so when you're cutting close to the fence, I'm actually at an angle, so it's even worse. With the other lawnmowers that I've used, you tend to hit it here. It's a pain in the butt, so I like the fact that it's actually, you know, maybe 1.5 inches from the wheel. So great design. All right, so this looks actually perfect. The bag is filling up. Excellent. Love the design. Really like the fact that this tunnel here is higher. All right, guys, so look at the bag all the way. Very, very nice. Well designed. Fills up all the way to the top the way it should be. Another cool thing, battery is completely dead, so it won't let me turn on the motor. It beeps. But it allows me to walk the mower, so I'm not stranded in the middle of somewhere. So that's actually another little cool thing so far. All right, we're gonna go ahead and try it out. It's pretty dark outside. All right, guys, just to recap, absolutely a lot of fun to work with this machine. Really enjoyed it, super smooth. It's actually one of the smoothest lawnmowers that I've ever used. I like the way they designed the handle, my favorite, super easy, nice clean cables. The routing is fantastic. Up in the controls, one of the little things that I would change is the travel of the switches, both for the safety and for the drive. It seems to be, there's a lot of play just for it to engage the switch. So sometimes if you're turning, you know, you have to, I have small hands, so I have to put your finger out, like too far out. I think that they should shorten the threshold of that switch, of all 4 switches. And then for the speed, give it a little bit more speed on the full range. You see, it feels like you're kind of like, you know, like a little turtle. So up there, everything else is fine. The battery indicator, the LED on and off, excellent. I really like that option up there. So, you know, the folding is excellent. So as far as the, you know, one handle for the height, I love that. Every lawnmower should have that. As far as the numbers go, they're labeled 1 through 7, but they represent 1/2 inch. So this one will be 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4 inches. Doesn't say anything on the manual as far as which one is which. They should label it, you know, with some white letters and perhaps put it the correct height, so that way you don't have to be guessing on the heights. But yes, definitely they go by 1/2 inch all the way from 1 inch to 4 inch cut. As far as the bagging, excellent design. I love how the tunnel is raised up, so it shoots out the actual grass towards the back, so there is not going to be any clutter whatsoever. You do have your mulch plug that comes with the machine. The 3-in-1 mulching, bagging, and side discharge, excellent. The 2 battery option, I love it. Auto switching, excellent with a safety switch. I like that too. LEDs up in the front, and the fact that you could turn it off when you're not using them. I love that. Cable management, excellent too. The wheels look great, and they do have bearings on it. It's got the steel deck. If you have a small yard, with 1 5-amp battery, it'll do just enough. I did cut on low on the regular setting. I did use the turbo button a few times to pick up some of the leaves. As far as cutting on just the basic, speed, it doesn't have a lot of lift. That could be possible a blade. It only has a single blade. Once you put it on turbo, it does have a little bit better lift, but I feel that it should have a little bit more on the turbo setting. But other than that, the cut quality was great. I can't complain about that. And like I say, the feel of the machine was awesome. No bouncing around, even with the full bag. I really like that. It is only 65 pounds, but it feels actually, it feels like heavier duty. So really love the feel of this machine. The rubber handle up on the top absorbs any vibrations. Excellent design. Really like that option. So the look of it, you can't go wrong with it. And the option that you could get, a faster charger. If you wanted to do that, that's actually a great idea. One of the little things I would change was, like I mentioned, the switches, the throw of the switches, make them shorter. And perhaps, the one for the speed, instead of having the speed going a little bit, slower, faster, making the actual switch itself variable, so that way you control the speed with your finger. So if you want to go faster, you don't have to toggle or switch the speed. That will be something pretty nice in addition to the lawnmower. The only little drawback that I see is an issue with all of the electric lawnmowers that I've used. That is, if you come to a complete stop and you still kind of got that trigger pressed, you're going to get, it's going to lock. So you're not going to be able to pull it back. So you're going to have to jiggle it a little bit until it releases the clutch, and then you're able to pull it back. So when the grass was low, some of the areas I was able to push it. It wasn't that bad, but definitely having the self-propelled option on this was great. So a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it. Don't forget to check out some of the links below. You could order it on Home Depot online. They usually don't carry it, or your local Echo dealer. So great machine, looks fantastic. The design of it is very, very nice. So if you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to like and follow.